The scientific method has 3 points to it in its principle. Now, in field studies, it has 5 points. There's discovery, there's analysis, there's cataloging, there's experimentation, and there's prediction. That's what we do in the field studies. But that is based on the primary concept. The scientific method is, number one, observable. You have to observe it in action. It is statistical, and it is reproducible. With that in mind, let's see if we can solve one of the greatest problems confronting every generation. And that is, how did the universe get here? Introduction. How did it all get here? The stars, the sun, the moon, the birds, the flowers, little children, love, and life itself. How did it get here? Scholars who reflect on these profound issues can think of only 2 possibilities. Number one, either the universe created itself. Now that's not very scientific, is it? Or, number 2, there had to be an original divine creator, the first cause, superior to all that exists in the physical universe. Now, can we prove this scientifically? Well, I told you it's going to be a long lecture, so hang with me and we'll see. What is the actual evidence supporting either position? Number one, secular frustration. In evolution ex nihilo, what does ex nihilo mean? Out of nothing, yeah. Evolution out of nothing. In Evolution Out of Nothing, Evolution Ex Nihilo, Acts and Facts, the late Dr. Henry Morris, personal friend of mine and a mentor to David Bassett, late founder and president of the Institute for Creation Research, wrote, "Evolutionists have frequently criticized creation, or creationism, as unscientific because of its basic commitment to the doctrine of creation ex nihilo, out of nothing. That is, creation out of nothing. The idea that God simply called the universe into existence by His own power without using any pre-existing materials is rejected out of hand by evolutionists, since this would involve supernatural action, which is unscientific by definition, that is, by their definition. But stay with me, let's see what is really going on. Yet now," Dr. Morris continues to write, "we hear evolutionary cosmogonists." What's a cosmogonist? Studies origins. Yes, studies origins. Evolutionary, those who study universal origins, maintaining that the universe evolved itself out of nothing. But now, wait a minute. To be scientific, it's going to have to be observable. It's going to have to be statistical. It's going to have to be reproducible. Well, now, we creationists get criticized, and I used to be an evolutionist. I used to be very critical. The evolutionary insistence there can be no cause outside materialism is totally unscientific. So how do you, number one, observe that which came out of nothing? Number two, how do you put a number to it, statistics? Number three, how do you reproduce it? If that's the way it came about, in fact, according to the theory of evolution, the amino acids necessary for living systems are all around us. Yeah, but all those amino acids are left and right-handed, and if you have one right-handed amino acid in the stew, it destroys the entire system. So naturalism cannot produce living systems, and it can't produce the universe itself. But I'll try to stay on track. So now they're holding that the universe evolved itself out of nothing. Creationists at least postulate an adequate cause to produce the universe, that is, an infinite, omnipotent, omniscient, transcendent, meaning above all that there is physical, self-existing, personal creator God. A universe evolving out of nothing would contradict the law of cause and effect, the principle of conservation of mass and energy, the law of increasing entropy, everything running down, and the very nature of reason itself. So it is totally unscientific, and yet it is mandated in the educational system.